Guys, and welcome to everybody. In this video today, I'm going to discuss 7 steps that you need in order to pass for PMP. And for those people who are joining today for this session, I salute you. And because on Sunday, on weekend, you are putting a time aside to watch this session in which I'm going to share some of the most important things that you need to know for PMP exam and how do you basically clear PMP exam. Clearing PMP exam is one of the challenging thing, and knowing what to know and how to solve the question answers are always an important thing. So in this video, in next 60 minutes or so, I'm gonna give you most of the contact that you need to know in a different format. The goal of this video is to equip you with the tools and techniques that you need to know. I will move very quickly in this video. For those people who want to take action and want to get the things in more detail, they can enroll in our next program. But if you want to do only today, let's start with that thing. By the way, for those people who don't know me, my name is Amir Ali. I am PMI authorized training partner. I am basically from Pakistan, but for last 2 years I have settled in US, New Jersey, and before that for 10 years I worked in Dubai. In last 4 years, when I actually started counting after COVID, I have helped more than 2,000 people to pass the PMP, and 99% of them have never even need to read a book. And interestingly, I have also written a book. I have written 5 books: Pathway to PMP, available at Amazon, PMP booklet, PGMP booklet, RMP booklet, PMP in 2 hours, and PMI ACP booklet. So this is all about me. My goal, my passion, my obsession is to help those people who really want to do PMP and they want to put some effort, and ethically and objectively they want to go and understand the basics, ideas about why the project management exists there, what are the things in it. So if you are among those people, if you want to get into depth of PMP, this video is for you, because I'm gonna give you in this time, in the next 60 minutes or whatever the time we have together, I'm gonna give you the maximum content, the crust of PMP for you. So let's start. Along the way, if you have any question that you want to ask, feel free to ask me. I will be more than happy to move towards it. If any of you want to go further and want to enroll in the program, you can go right now at amirali.com and register for the program, or you have my number or email, you can ping me. Okay, so when we talk about 7 steps, the most important step, or I would say the big chunk, is content of PMP, right? How the projects basically move, right? How the projects are moved. Before even going to that, how the projects move, we need to know why the projects are even started. What is the purpose why the projects were started? When you know that, okay, this is the reason why the project started, then you can work and add value into that. So basically, before even the projects get started, right, we have pre-initiation stage in which we do need assessment. Need assessment is identifying the needs, why the project is needed. What is the purpose behind the project? What is needed for that pattern project? Why we even started that project? Okay, in the need assessment, we made 2 documents: business case and benefit management plan. The purpose of both of these documents, and this is the beauty of PMP, that every single document have their own purpose. Why that purpose is done, what is the reason behind that thing. So we have business case. Business case talk about the money part, the hardcore cash, the purpose of a thing. Okay, now I'm doing this thing, this is the money that I'm gonna put it. Hardcore cash, ROI, return on investment, how much money you are spending to get something. It talks about that thing, right? Your return on investment. If you are spending something and you want to get out of it, how much money you are willing to spend, right? Which project to choose, which projects have more risk, which project have less risk, how I'm going to work for the project. So return on investment, discuss that. We also can have parameter like payback period, how much time it will take to get money back, IRR, NPV, whatever that is. I called it, this covers tangible part, of PMP, right? This cover tangible part, something that can be measured, like dollars you can measure, the money you can measure. So tangible part of project is covered in this thing. This thing covered intangible part. What do I mean by intangible part? Intangible part mean the part, the money that you cannot calculate it. The part that you cannot look into that is an intangible part. Like benefit management plan covers brand, recognition, things of those nature. That is covered in intangible parts, right? Brand, recognition, marketplace, things of those nature. It is in intangible part. So we cover into that what is tangible parts, what is intangible part. Now these business case and benefit management plans, they are presented to motherboard. It's a very interesting term, motherboard. Motherboard is a term that we use where we present and they look at over different results and they see, okay, this meets the criteria, let's go for it. This does not meet the criteria. They will look at every single nuances how the project can be failed, right? And if your project can get failed, they will immediately cancel it. This is presenting to motherboard, or sometimes also called as governance board. They, if they think, okay, this is good to go, now we go towards making a project chart. Project charter is simply considered as one of the most important document in project management domain. The purpose of project charter is to have all the high level information about the project. All the high level information about the project is documented in the project charter. What is the scope of the project? uh, what is the schedule of the project, cost of the project, main risk, key stakeholders, like high level things all are mentioned in the project charter. The project charter is made by the sponsor and give the governance board review it, and once the project charter is approved, now we actually start, the project is initiated. I called it, now the project is initiated with the project charter. With the project charter in our hand, now the project is initiated. Without the project charter, the project was not initiated. Now, as soon as the project charter is approved, the next thing is we review that charter. The project manager is there. He will review the project charter, right? He will review the project charter so that the key stakeholders can be identified, key stakeholders responsibilities can be shared, key stakeholders reasons can be shared, what they want to do, how they want to do, what are the things to look into that. So we put into that way. You get review of the charter, then we make assumption log. Assumption log is a document that will document key assumption and constraint at the start of the project. What are the key assumptions that we are having in the project? What are the constraints, limiting factor there? And now we will do identify stakeholder. I'm going to identify the stakeholder. How do I identify the stakeholders? There are various ways: expert judgment, focus group, facilitated workshop, OPS, organizational process assets, EF, enterprise environmental factor. The various factors are used to identify the stakeholder. Once you identify the stakeholder, you document them into the stakeholder register. They are put into the stakeholder register. Once you document them into stakeholder register, we categorize them internal, external, sidewards, upward, downward. All the criterias are done there. Now we have our stakeholders at our hand. We will document them there. Now I'm going to prioritize them. Okay, I'm going to use power interest graph to prioritize the stakeholder. The purpose of power interest graph is basically to see who has high power, high interest. Okay, people having high power, high interest, I manage them closely. People having high power, low interest, I keep them satisfied. People having a low power but high interest, I keep them informed, and low power, low interest, I just put them into the watch list. This happens in initiation. So what are the three things we did in initiation, right? What are the three things we did in initiation? The project charter is approved, assumption log is formed, and stakeholder has been uh, populated with all the stakeholders. Whoever the stakeholders for the projects were, we took them, we documented, we worked with that thing. So that's how stakeholders are identified, worked into that. Now our stakeholders are there. Now we will move towards the next step. Next step will be planning. Planning consists of 18 plans here, and in next 10 minutes I will try to give you all the plans that are in the project, what is the purpose of their plan, and how we use those plans in the various scenarios, right? So let's go with the planning. By the way, guys, if you have decided like you feel this content is moving very fast, you can join our program that is going to start on 14th of February. I'm gonna go into depth of every single thing. We are gonna use documents. We are gonna use different assignments there to make sure that you understand every single thing of the project. So if you are somebody who wants to go into depth of project management, if you are somebody who wants to understand the details of each and every single thing, then I would recommend enroll in our program, and we will work into that way. So this can really help you moving forward into that pattern point that can guide you along the way. Okay, so this is something I wanted to share with you. Join breakout right now. Even okay, right now even we are having class and 180 students, students are doing 180 question answers. So all those things are being done here. Okay, I will guide you further what we do in our program. Like we follow the 7-step process and we worked into that. So planning. In planning, we consist of 18 plans. In planning, we consist of 18 plans. Since we have identified the stakeholder, now we are going to make stakeholder engagement plan. The purpose of stakeholder engagement plan is to provide you the strategies that are required, to change the current engagement level of the stakeholder according to our desired. You see, project management is all about making sure that the current engagement level of the stakeholder is what do we desire. Like the requirement of the project, what is required by the project is the same as what is needed by us, right? So that is the requirement of the project management, that we identify the stakeholder, we look what is required from the stakeholder, we provide that value, the current engagement level, and we go for the desired engagement level. Let me have some sip of water. The current engagement level and desired engagement level. For example, if your stakeholder is unaware, he does not even know you, you need to do certain strategies so that he can know you. He can know that, okay, we need his support in the project. I need to make sure that he worked with me. If he's neutral, okay, he knows you, that's okay, but he's not much spotted to you, he's not much working with you, he's not there. You need to do certain things so that this unaware can become into neutral or sportive or leading with whatever is needed according to the requirement of the project. What do you need from the stakeholder? What is required at this time from that pattern stakeholder? We do that. Unaware stakeholder, neutral stakeholder, sportive stakeholder, resistant stakeholder. Please note, resistant stakeholder is a very important stakeholder. We need to work with them. We need to guide them. We need to coach them. We need to make sure we are on the same page. If we are not on the same page, we can have challenge with them. This is the job of the project manager, to make sure that resistant stakeholder is satisfied properly. So if in the exam it comes like how do you work with the resistant stakeholder, you manage them closely. A resistant stakeholder should be managed closely in the project. He's an important stakeholder. Stakeholder topic is very important. Once your stakeholder plan is done, I go to the next plan, that is communication management plan. I like to say communication management plan is 4 hours of communication. Right information at right time to right people to have right impact. Like who needs the information? when they need the information. Why do they need the information, right? Why information is needed by them, how the information will be communicated, when the information will be communicated, where you will document the information, what is the frequency of the information, right? Every single thing we document them. For example, Praveen just joined the breakout room, and I want to know, okay, what was your breakout room? I need to tell him, I need to ask him, I need to work with them. So every single thing that we do, right information at right time to right people to have right impact, I need to know that thing. How I'm going to communicate with them, when I'm going to communicate them, which communication tool I'm going to use, right? Which communication tool I'm going to use, and why I'm going to use that pattern tool, why that tool is critical or why that tool is not important. So stakeholder plan, communication management plan. All the confidential information will also be stored here, whoever's the need information. Once you have these two plans at your hand, the next plan will be team plan. PMI called it resource management plan. It is basically all about team. Resource management plan. It talks about how do you acquire the resources, which type of resources are you needing. Like, do you need virtual resources or do you need physical resources? Do you need resources at one time? How you need the resources, how the resources should be there, how do you actually acquire the resources. Now resources are four type: manpower, machinery, money, material, right? Manpower, machinery, money, material. So Abnali, join the breakout room. So which type of resources you are going to? Yes, Aman. Yeah, which type of resources you are gonna use there? Manpower. If you are gonna use manpower, like physical manpower, virtual manpower. If you are gonna use material, which material you are gonna use? Machinery, which machinery you are gonna use? Money, how you are gonna use money? But normally we will work here more with the manpower. How do we acquire the resources? How do we develop the resources? We have acquired the resources, now we want to develop them, then manage the resources, then control the resources. Like what, how the conflict management will happen, what are the days in the conflict management, if the conflict happen, which is the way to actually manage the conflict, which is the best way, which is not the best way, how to look into that. Every single thing in the conflict management, when you do, we need to manage them, because conflicts are the normal thing that will keep on happening in the projects. Conflicts are something that will keep on happening. We need to handle the conflicts. You need to understand, is the conflict management good or bad? Put in the chat box, guys. Anwar, join the breakout room.
Yes, sir.
Is the conflict management good or bad? We need to identify that thing. We need to see, like, it's not about the conflict management is good or bad. The conflict management is all about how you manage the conflict. Anwar, please join the breakout room. I send you a link. Okay. So you need to see how the conflicts are and how do we manage them. Conflict management as per se is not bad, but it's all about how do you manage them. So we make resource management plan. Then you make next plan, quality management plan. Guys, there are 18 plans and 33 documents. I'm not gonna go into all the plans and all the documents here, right? I'm in this small video. My goal with you is that to give you as much information as you can absorb. Like maybe some of you may feel like I'm giving you the entire information from a hose. The pipe is set here and I'm moving very quickly. Yes, if you feel that, you are 100% right. The entire information I'm giving right now, we do that in 6 days when we go through our live training, and then there are multiple coaching calls to reinforce these things, flashcards, booklets, so many things, so many exercises are there. But if you are someone who can get the information, if you say, okay, this is the only thing I need, so that is perfectly fine to me. But if you want to go further, and if you want to go into the depth of that, I'm going to invite you for our next program that is going to start on 14th of February. We will, even before the program starts, we will start doing your pre-training. We'll start working with you, start guiding you, coaching you. So whatever you need, we will be providing you along the way. Okay. So next we will make quality management plan. Quality is all about what has been agreed with the customer. We put the quality standards in the quality plan, right? And we put cost of quality. We also make quality metrics, the KPI metrics in the planning to make sure we have quality at our hand, we have quality at the best for performance. Once the quality plan is approved, we make procurement management plan. Procurement management plan. The purpose of the procurement management plan is here to how you are going to purchase the things from outside, how you are going to buy those things, how you are going to work into that. So procurement management plan is going to guide your procurement decision. By the way, in planning, we also make decide the type of contract, and we make procurement statement of work here. Procurement statement of work is also made there, right? So we get the procurement statement of work, we get the procurement management plan at our hand. Both are critical, both have their value, they help you develop these things. This is kind of a very important thing for you: procurement management plan, procurement statement, procurement strategy. Now this is done. How many plan? One, two, this one is third, this one is fourth, then fifth. Then you go with the risk. Achha, risk has a lot things in this topic. In the planning phase, you not only make the risk management plan that define the risk attitude. Is the organization going to be risk seeker, or the organization going to be risk averse? Like seeker is somebody who run away from the risk. Seeker is someone who want to take the risk, who want to take the risk. Averse is somebody who just run away from the risk, or risk neutral. What type of your organization is this? Is it, are they risk seeker, risk averse, risk neutral? What type of your organization is that? Seeker, averse, neutral? Or the risk attitude, what is your tolerance of the risk? What is the threshold that you are going to handle the risk? Like, these things are defined in the risk management plan. But along the risk management plan, we also make risk register. Now risk register is very important. Here, we identify the risk, as much risk as we can. We identify the risk, we document the risk, we put their potential responses, both for proactive and reactive risk. Very important topic for your project management, very important topic if you are trying to manage anything in there. Very critical thing. So you get stakeholder plan, communication plan, resource management plan, quality management plan, procurement management plan, risk management plan, right? One, two, three, four, five, six. Then now I go with the scope. I will make scope, schedule, cost. Like what you are going to do. For that, we'll make requirement management plan and scope management plan. This help us to make scope baseline. This help us to make scope baseline. Like what will happen using the requirement management plan? I'm going to give you a small story into it so that this can help you to understand more into that in a quickly way. So requirement management plan is going to tell us how to collect requirements for the product, right? How you are going to collect the requirements? You are going to use prototype, you are going to use context diagram, you are going to ask expert judgment, you are going to use focus group, you are going to use uh, workshops, you are going to analyze the documents, you are going to have interviews with the stakeholders, and various other techniques will be utilized to identify the requirements. Once you have the requirement, you will put them into requirement traceability matrix. Requirement traceability matrix is like an Excel file, detailed, which has every single thing you need to know about the requirement. You have that requirements. Now, you also, if you want to classify the requirement as stakeholder or those, you put into a requirement documentation. So you have requirement and requirement documentation, right? So I'm getting more in flow, so I'm just doing that. Okay, so requirement documentation and requirement traceability matrix. You have all the requirements for the product. You have collected the requirement using a requirement management plan. Now, this scope management plan will act like a filter, and you will remove the product requirement from the project requirement. What, let's say there are thousands of product requirement, but you will use scope management plan as a filter to pour it out what are the requirements in the project, right? What are the only requirements I'm gonna use there, right? So that will become project scope statement. Project scope statement, then we divide it into WBS, work breakdown structure, and work breakdown structure dictionary, and those combined are called as scope baseline. Scope baseline is done, it is approved by the sponsor. Now what you want to do has been engraved, you cannot change it if it's a predictive project. If it's an agile or hybrid project, I'll come in a while. Like if it's a project agile project, what you will do, I'll come in a while. So scope is fixed. Now we go with the schedule management plan. Here the goal is to make schedule baseline. Okay, the goal is here to make schedule baseline. The purpose of schedule baseline is here we talk about what we need to do. It is gonna talk about how much time it will take to complete. Yeah, okay. How much time it is gonna complete. The work packages, the scope baseline that we made it into the scope topic. Now we are gonna divide it into activity list, activity attributes, milestone list. Once you have divided the entire thing, you have received those things. We will see what how much time each activity will take using analogous, parametric, 3-point estimation, bottom-up estimation. We will calculate duration of each activity. We know relationship like finish to start, start to start, start to finish to finish, and dependencies of each activity, mandatory, discretionary, internal, external. Once we know this all things about activity, using critical path method, we will calculate the duration of the project, and that will be your schedule baseline. And if you want to decrease the schedule baseline, if you want to decrease the schedule, you can always use crashing, that is adding the resources, or fast tracking, making the activities parallel, right? Crashing or fast tracking can be utilized to reduce the schedule. And if you want to optimize the resources, resource optimization technique is there. Why scope management is later than all of other is the same order? No, because first we get the requirements, right? The requirement for the product, Mubashir. Once you have requirement from the product, then we filter it and then we separate those product and projects requirement. That's why. Okay, so now you have your schedule baseline. We want to calculate how much it is gonna cost us to get cost baseline. Your cost baseline will be activity cost using same estimation techniques as we discussed, plus your contingency reserve, right? And project budget will be adding activity cost plus contingency reserve plus management reserve. Contingency reserves are cost of those activities which risk you have identified. Management reserves are for those things which you haven't identified. You never know what can happen in the project. So that is for management reserve. So we have those things at our hand now. Cost baseline is this, scope, schedule, cost baseline is these three baseline are combined called as performance measurement baseline. Okay, performance measurement baseline. Okay, so let's talk about how many plans we have made as of now. We have made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Like baseline is also considered, and 14. So 14 plans or baseline we have discussed. Then we will combine them into one plan that is called as project management plan. Just want to put it here. You also have a development plan that discuss will your project will be predictive or agile. Like what is agile, what is not in the agile. Let me cover the predictive part, then I will go with the agile. What is or is not in the agile. Acha. So we also make a configuration management plan that talks about the product, how the product changes will happen. That is another plan. Then change management plan, life cycle, which life cycle you are using, that plan is there. So you get these plans. Once the plan is done, all the plans combined are called as project management plan. This project management plan goes for sponsor or change control board for approval. Once it is approved, now your planning is done. Your planning is completed. Okay, Now we go towards execution. Let me use black color just to separate it. So far we have discussed initiation, in which three things happens. In initiation we get project charter, assumption log, and stakeholder register. In planning we made 18 plans, starting with stakeholder communication, resource, risk, quality, procurement, scope, scope requirement management plan, scope management plan, scope baseline, then cost management plan, cost baseline, schedule management plan, schedule baseline. Then we discuss configuration management plan, we discuss change management plan, we discuss development management plan, we discuss life cycle and things of those nature. I will actually put an article at the end of the link, remind me, that will give you all 18 plans and 33 documents if you want to review it in the written format. Or you can just WhatsApp me or email me, I'll send you there. Now comes the execution. Execution is where, like in planning we were just planning what to do. Now we are gonna close our eyes and we do it. Here deliverable is being done, deliverable is being worked on, we are doing the work on them. As a result, issues are being right. Issues come, we handle those issues, we raise the change request, right? Team conflicts are happening here, we are managing conflict, we are developing the team, managing the conflict, we are engaging the stakeholders, we are working with the stakeholders, we are guiding the stakeholders how to do certain things, what are the way to look into them, what they need, what they don't need, every single things about the stakeholders, we will be doing that, right? Conflict management is happening here, we are managing the conflict, working along the way, handling those things, that is happening here. Okay, managing the stakeholders, conducting procurement. Procurement is being conducted. All the project communication is gonna happen at there. We called it managed communication. We are gonna communicate entire thing here, right? Uh, of course, the money is being spent, the team is being worked, risk are being implemented, risk implemented, and that. So all the work is being done in execution. Okay, so that's all about execution. Now the last is monitoring and control. Let's use this. Monitor and control. Monitor and control basically look like how you navigate through the way, how you change the processes, how you look into that way. If the processes need to be changed, what changes we can do in the processes, why do we need to do those changes, what is the purpose of those changes. That is basically the goal of monitoring and control, right? We are continuously looking into that, the purpose of the monitoring and control, how the monitoring control work into that, every single thing in the monitoring and control, we we will look into that and work into that pattern way. Okay, this is a very interesting thing that we know and we do into that. In monitoring and control, we are saying plan, we made a plan, whatever the plan we made, we in planning, in execution we implemented the plan, right? Now we will do variance analysis, what we need to change, and if something needs to be changed, we raise the change request. This change goes to change control board, and then changes are implemented back in planning, right? We implement those changes. Monitoring and control is basically like you are checking your progress, you are continuously looking at there, you are changing the progress, you are moving towards that way, how I update the progress, how do I do that thing. Every single thing will be in the monitoring and control part. Okay, monitoring and control is, we also look at SPI, schedule performance index, and cost performance index. Both are checked here, your schedule performance index, your cost performance index, and things are being updated, right? There can be some new risk identified, new stakeholder identified, and we worked with that way. Okay, let me just see. Okay. Minaj, what was your breakout room? You need to unmute Manaj. I am live, please quickly. What was your breakout
Uh,
room?
Sorry, my internet was
What
disconnected,
was your
sir.
breakout room, brother?
It's the no, true, sir, with Osman and dispute.
Okay, sure. Okay, please join the breakout room. Okay, so as you can see, guys, this is called multitasking. My students are doing the question answers, 180 question answer, and I had some time. I thought, okay, why not I discuss this thing with you guys and we start working into that way. So that's what we are doing here. This is called monitoring and control. This is actually the example of monitoring and control, checking the progress and changing it. One of the student, they are doing 180 question in the breakout room, but somebody had challenged, I need to intervene it and I need to work into that way. This is what is actually monitoring and control, the real life monitoring and control example. New risk are identified, we put in the risk register. New stakeholder are identified, we go back to stakeholder register, put it into that and work into that way. Then once the deliverable is done, the deliverable goes to control quality. If they see the deliverables are good to go, they verify the deliverable, and then it goes to validate scope. If they say deliverable are okay, you get accepted or validated deliverable. Then this deliverable goes to closing. This is what happens in monitoring and control. In closing, if the project is successful or unsuccessful, if the project is successful or unsuccessful, in both cases the project goes to project manager. He Project manager share it with the sponsor look at the project. If he feels okay, this project is good to go, this project is we can close the project, you start closing the project. You update the lesson learned file, project documents, archive them, right? Write down the final report, benefit management plan, and when that is done, you release the teams and celebrate the success. This is summary in 30 to 35 minutes for the entire initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. Then it goes to operation, where we need to make sure the things are done in a perfect way. Now, this was the predictive way. PMP exam is 50% predictive, 50% agile. When you're at planning stage, you need to decide you want to go for predictive or you want to go for agile. Basically, I like to say that how do you decide predictive or agile? I like to use this parameter. Is your requirements, that is your scope, fixed or is it variable? Okay, is your requirement fixed or are they variable? Is your delivery single go or multiple go? If your delivery is multiple go, we go with agile. If everything is fixed, we go with predictive. If your requirements can change, but you want single delivery, iterative. Here, you want delivery in multiple, incremental. So that's how we decide which project we have. We go with that project. And if we go with agile, we need to understand four values of agile and 12 principles. Four values and 12 principles. So what are the four values? Guys, this is the only thing in the entire PMP you must remember. Customer collaboration over contract negotiation, value number one. Individual and interaction over processes and two, value number two. Respond to a change over following a plan. Working software over comprehensive documentation. These four values and combined with the 12 principle, I like to say them, they are the mindset of the agile. They are basically how the agile works. Like we want parts, parts, parts delivery, right? We want parts, parts, parts delivery because we don't want one go delivery. And if there's a change to the customer, we do the change to the customer. If the customer wants a delivery in a multiple go, we accept that and we do that into that. These four values you must memorize it. If you are watching right now or even later, put the four values in the chat box. These four values you need to understand and memorize. They are very important, very critical for your PMP exam. And then 12 principles are the extension of that. Then what you need to know, there are multiple practices in Agile like Scrum, Kanban, DFSD, and other practices. But the important practice is your Scrum, right? The most important practice is your Scrum, that you need to know about that. Scrum work in a progressive elaboration. Okay, Scrum What we need to know, there are three roles: product owner, scrum master, development team. So product owner define what is valuable, scrum master is a servant leader, development team is cross-functional team that does the task. Now your entire, you can get a drag and drop question asking the roles and responsibility in one way or another. You get to go some things. What is the purpose of that? What how the scrum master does, like how he worked into that way. But you need to know the roles of the product owner. He defines the value, what is valuable task, what we should work. He used the technique like Moscow 100 points and get it from the customer. Okay, this is the most valuable thing, I should work into that. So product owner get that. Development team calculate story point, which is actually effort required to complete something. So they talk about what will be the velocity of the team using affinity estimation, Fibonacci series, and ideal odds, and then they get their estimation through planning pokers. We get the velocity of a sprint, how we are gonna do, and if there's any challenge, Scrum Master will help into that. Then there are three artifact, product backlog, sprint backlog, product increment. Product backlog is basically list of all requirements in your project. The list of all the requirements that we are gonna use for the project is product backlog, right? Sprint backlog is what you are gonna do in this pattern sprint. What is sprint? I'll explain. What you are gonna do in that particular sprint, that is sprint backlog. Then product increment. Whatever client accept, it goes into product increment. These three documents we need to know. Then there are 5 events. Events are also called as ceremonies. Documents are also called as artifact. Sprint is the duration of 1 to 4 weeks in which the work is being done. Okay, the entire work is being done under the sprint. Then sprint planning. Sprint planning is a meeting in which we decide from product backlog, we take the items and we make the sprint backlog. Daily stand-up progress sharing meeting, 15 minutes, same time, same location. We discuss what we have done yesterday, what we are going to do today. Is there any roadblocks, impediment? There are things that can be improved. There are things that can be made better. We'll work into that. Then sprint review, two-part stages, which basically consist of demo. In demo, let me take a sip of water. In demo, those things which are according to definition of done 100% completed, we show to the client. If the client consider according to their acceptance criteria, this is accepted, it goes into product increment, that is demo. And then the second part is grooming. If client wants to give new user stories, in the sprint review they give. If the client reject some user stories, they go back to the product backlog. If some user stories are incompleted, they go back to the product backlog. So all those user stories are in the product backlog. Client is there. We reprioritize the product backlog for the next sprint. This is called grooming of the product backlog. The last event is retrospective. Sprint retrospective or iteration retrospective. It's a lesson learned meeting which consists of 5 stages. Set the stage, gather data, generate insight, decide what to do, and close the retrospective. The purpose here is to look at what we have done in the entire retrospective and we will work into that. This is basically based on Deming's cycle of plan, do, check, act, that we continuously improve into that. This is Scrum in summary. You need to know definition of ready. Are you ready to start the work? Definition of done, acceptance criteria. But these are the most important things. Then how do you prioritize the things, right? You need to know Moscow, must have, should have, could have, would likely to have 100 points. If you cannot use Moscow, you can use 100 points, also known as monopoly, to prioritize the thing. You need to know what is spike. Spike is a time set aside to handle risk in uh, in agile. Okay, we can have risk spike, that is to handle the risk. Architectural spike, show the proof of concept, that can be used. Then the information radiators like task board, showing you the information, Kanban board, showing you the work in progress. Like which one is the bottleneck? Tell me in the chat box which one is the bottleneck here. This is A, B, C, D. Let's say three. One, two. It is three. So C is three. So just to give you the idea, D is also three. So which is the bottleneck? It identifies the bottleneck Kanban board, then burn down chart, how much work is remaining, burn up chart, how much work is done. We identify burn up, burn down chart, the information radiators. Then since in Agile we work in a test driven development, okay, we test driven development, how much work, like you set down the test and work into it towards backward direction. We do refactoring, that is housekeeping. So these are the major things you need to know about Agile. Okay. Now I know that very well. Some of you are putting in the comments and messaging me personally, sir, you are moving very fast. You are giving us through holes the entire information. And I would agree with you. The entire content is basically 36 hour content that I try to give you in 45 minutes or so, right? In the 45 minutes of the content, I have given you the, I would say, bird eye view of the entire PMP. If you want to take it to the next level, if you want to move toward the next direction, then the seven step that we use that can actually helpful to you, that is how we go through the entire PMP. Have a look at the seven step. Okay, these seven steps are basically the steps that we use for the project management, for our students to work into that way. Each step has been crafted for you, right? These are the seven steps. Just have a look. Have a look into those seven steps. Each step has been handcrafted for you to make sure that you are in the best of your abilities and you are working into that way, right? It starts with the step number one, 35 PDUs. Of course, I'm a PMI authorized training partner. Okay. If you let me show you here, PMI ATP, you can actually, this is by the way my booklet. You can get this booklet for a cup of coffee from there. PMI ATP directory. Okay. PMI ATP directory. These are those people who are PMI authorized training partner. Okay. So if I put the name, I hope I'm still there. Okay. Pull. This is my organization. Visit website. This is me. Okay. This is just a proof to show you one more time that the PDUs that will be provided is from PMI. As you can see, I'm an authorized training partner. Okay. So we can provide CAPM, PMI, ACP, PMP, CP, those all CPs module, DASM, all those trainings, and PGMP, etc. So you will get the 35 PDUs that are needed from the PMP. These PDUs are officially from PMI. So even if you are selected for the audit, even if you are selected for the audit, these PDUs will be immediately accepted. And actually, for those people who are actually selected in the audit, they get this approved as quickest. Their application get approved as the most quickest application. So that will be a good thing for you if you are selected for the audit in there. So whatever your story is, we will make sure that you become certified PMP. So that is why I always say that when you join our program, we are there to make sure that you become certified PMP. We are there to guide you through the entire journey. But this is not something I am asking you here. This is one thing. You can get PDUs from everywhere. Although the class that we have is entirely different. We will do training in a way that, like, this is simply the best training. This is simply the best training in the world. Not at one place in the world. This is the best training. You get in the 6 days that we will provide you training. We will use the case-based study. We will go into depth of that. We will provide you every single nonsense that you need for PMP. Every single thing that you need for PMP, we'll provide you into that. We'll go through those things that I just covered. We will go into these 6 days into detail. plus how to solve question answers, how to do multiple things. We will work into that. This is the best PMP training. Alone, this training and this training alone, this should be more than $2,000. Only this training, right? The PDUs you are getting there, but this training is not just the only piece. This is one piece of my question. Then you get a customized roadmap, like how you should study. This is a very important thing. I don't want to say you should read books, you should not read books. Why? How? How you should read book? Why you should read book? I want to see that what your learning style is. I want to see that how you want to learn into that way. I want to see that how you want to go towards that thing. What is your learning style? How you want to learn? How you want to go into depth? What you want to do? What you don't want to do? Every single thing comes under your customized roadmap. If you want to read book, I'll give you this pathway to PMP. But you don't have to read book in my program. 99% of the students, they never have to read any book. But I'm not going to decide that for you. I'm going to have a discussion with you, and we are going to make a customized roadmap that works for you. We are going to make a roadmap that guides for you, right? So you get a customized roadmap into that way that works for you. This is something that is priceless because this is continuously changing, and this roadmap is dependent on this thing. On daily basis, I'm gonna do follow-up with you. I'm gonna make sure you are on the right track. I'm gonna make sure that we understand each other. Okay, so daily follow-up will be guided by the customized roadmap. This, if you just need that follow-up, that goes about $10,000, right? This is personalized way. And then these beautiful coaching call, as I showed you right now, my current students are in the coaching call. It is 6 hour coaching call. Right now they are solving question answers, 180 question answers. This is one coaching call. We do 4 of them in a week. 4 of them. This coaching call is worth more than 2,500. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 4 time a week. This is 30 minute. This is 1 hour. This is 1 hour. This goes up to 6 hours every single week. Sometime we have Saturdays, sometime we have Sundays. Student decides that how they want to do it. And then this is the most beautiful thing. Like, if I have to say something, if I have to say something about program, the community I have built, thousands of people, this mastermind community, where thousands of people are sitting at one place, where thousands of people are guiding each other, where these people, these people are working together. This is important, right? This is very important, that how we work into that way. This is very important how we guide you into that way. That community, that work into that way is the most important thing that we do. That work into that way is the most important way we looked into that way, right? And then this is a priceless thing. I cannot put money aside on it. Okay, this is priceless. Then you get the best simulator. Oof, this simulator. I just got a call from today from a student in Gulf country. I'm not gonna say the country. Just put it Gulf. He told me he joined a program. He just failed in the exam because their simulator was outdated. This simulator was last updated on Friday. The simulator we are sharing with you, it has 6 set of 60 people mock, 6 set of 60 process mock, 180 mock, right? Then topic wise mock. You can add them. And then 11 random mocks of 60, 10, 30 mocks random, then 15 mocks of IF5, and 10 mocks to manage the time. And in addition to that, when you join the program, you, since I'm PMI ATP, you get the cloned exam of PMI. I'll show you. Okay, I have to show you here. Okay, I'll close this one. Where are you? Can see these are the ATP question that PMI has given us, right? These are ATP question. So we will provide you those questions, okay, into that thing. Every single thing is provided here for you. The purpose is very straightforward. The purpose is to make sure that you get aligned into that way. The purpose is there that we worked with you till you become certified project management professional. We worked here till you become the best of your abilities, till you become the best project manager you can. Vakas, which breakout room are you in? Vakas, I am live. Please let me know. Otherwise, I will
Yes,
not.
yes, yes. Actually, I was on mobile. I want to go to
Which
13.
13?
Yes, yes.
Okay, please join.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay. So as you see, this is what I was talking about, the coaching call. You have just heard about it. As in the live session, I'm still working with them. This is like, this is my responsibility with them. This is my way that I am coaching them. I am guiding them. I want to work with them. I want to make sure that I am live, but my number one priority remain my students. My number one priority remains my current students. My number one priority remains those people who have already enrolled in the program. So you don't become the number one priority till you join the program. Okay, till you join the program. This is something, my thing is there, right? This is something I want to work with that. This is something that want to clear PMP. Every single thing at one stop. This is what I called as one stop of PMP. And even if that is not enough, just look at this thing. This simulator alone is $350. Then you get the final day tips. These final day tips are the six mocks and the things into it that we provide you to the best of your abilities so that you are on track. Like it's an end-to-end program. The entire structure for you. The entire structure for you. This seven-step formula, this entire program. This entire thing is not $20,000. I showed you this thing. This alone is 2,000 plus. This is priceless. This alone is $10,000. This alone is $2,500. This is priceless. This is $350. But then other things, pathway to PMP, booklet, 3 minute mind map, and so many other things. I cannot even put it there. All those things for you in $699. But this is now. It is gonna become $899 from 31st of March. Right? So you can join now in this thing. Like when bulk of organization join, we provide them $5,000. But for you people, it is 699 for today, right? You enroll in the program, you register, I have a call with you, we do the live training, you get a customized roadmap, you join the coaching call, question, RCA, and when I feel you are ready, you give the exam. All those things here. You can become PMP in 2025. That's my promise to you. Every single person who joins this program, my promise to you is that you are going to become PMP in this year. You are going to become PMP in the minimum possible time. That is my promise to you, right? That is my thing. I will make sure that you become certified PMP. That is my thing. But now, if you join today, I'm gonna make sure before Eid, I'm gonna make sure that
Hello?
you become certified PMP in the minimum possible time. In the minimum possible time, you become certified project management professional. So let's take a leap of faith. Let's start working into that and let's make you PMP, right? So this is just a start, like what we did in 2024. If you just want to know how many in the 2024, 565 PMP. Like I can go on with all the success stories. Hassan, Maha, uh, what's his name? Ahmad from Qatar, Maha from Bahrain, Hassan from Saudi Arabia, Saad from Pakistan, Aslan from Pakistan, Madhukar from UK, Chetan from India, Mohsin from Australia, uh, then Hassan from Australia, Abbas from Australia, Raja from Singapore, Arun from UAE, Divya from UAE, Ahmad from Saudi, Neeraj from Canada, Abdul Mateen Saudi, Nigeria, Samriddhi from USA, Mateen from USA, Minam from UK, Saqib from USA, Minhas from UAE, Jawad from Saudi, Vishal from India, Usman Razak, Pakistan, Alina, Pakistan, Trisor, South Sudan, Arif, Oman, Nimra, Pakistan, Ibrahim, Amir, Zafar. I can go on with all the success stories. But at the end of the day, it's your success story that now I'm most interested in. If you are ready, let's start working with your program today. I hope I have motivated you enough and I hope you join today. And if you do, I'll make sure that you become certified PMP in the minimum possible time. This is my thing. I will make sure
Hello?
join the breakout room. I will make sure
Hello?
that you become certified PMP in the minimum possible time. This is something that I can do for you. This is something that I love doing things. So let's start your journey and let's make you PMP today. Thank you very much.
I would have not been able to clear the exam if Amir Ali would have not been there. I would have not been.
I did not believe that I will be able to clear my PMP within a month.
I don't know what to say actually. Like I'm kind of like really
And I
trembling.
got my results and I was above target in all three categories.
Wow.